Minute 45. Now on a 5-on-3. Here for Pittsburgh, and a chance to add on first. Carlson, a shot. Olmark with the save and a stoppage just into the 5-on-3. $1:40 to go. And the Senators on the ropes early. Huge chance for the Penguins trying to take advantage. Crosby wins the faceoff. One-timer off the draw, never got through. Second try by Carlson, snared by Olmark. Another stoppage, $1:34 to go on the 5-on-3. Crosby wins another faceoff, and that one goes off the pipe. Raquel to Crosby. Other side, Carlson off a body. Stützle gets there for the Senators. He can't clear. Rust brings it in. Fires a shot off the glove of Olmark. Goes in back behind the net. Deflects towards Olmark. Stops play. $1:13 to go on the 5-on-3. And the Penguins ring one off the pipe on that turn. Faceoff this time goes to Gregg. Senators look to clear. And they will. Chabot feeds it in deep. 1 minute to go on the 5-on-3 for the Penguins. Crosby feeds Mantha. Brings it in wide. Mantha to the other side and Crosby. Carlson on the trailer. Back to Crosby. Stopped by Olmark. 46 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Kindle will face off against Stützle. It goes to Ottawa. Brazeau downstairs. Denied. Olmark goes off the top of the net and goes to the corner. Picked off out in front by Clevin. Senators can't clear. Out in front. Tic-tac-toe movement. Olmark says no. Works it in down low. That might be a cross-check again, and it will be. Another penalty on Ottawa. Tyler Clevin now gets called for the cross-check. And 3 penalties stacked on top of each other here for Ottawa. That penalty box is getting full. So now, 3 penalties stacked on top of each other. 5-on-3 continues for 24 seconds. Then we'll get another little bit of time for a 5-on-3 as well as Ottawa clears the zone. Second power play unit in. Here's a turnover. Giro brings it in, and he's poked away. Nearly a 5-on-3 short-handed attempt there for Ottawa. Here's Chinnikov taken off his stick by Cousins. Sanderson will clear. All things considered, good penalty kill so far here for the Senators, but now almost another entire power play on the way. Sanderson whiffed on the shot as he tried to bring it in short-handed. To the near side, Chinnikov. Chinnikov brings it in, floats it in deep to the zone. Back to it is Cousins, and they clear. Carlson flags it down in center. Turned over to Sanderson. Sanderson brings it up short-handed. He had an open look for a moment, put the brakes on, and fired a shot. 1 minute to go on the power play for the Penguins. Up to Carlson, who brings it in. Carlson loses it down low. Ottawa gains control, back out to center and Amadio, who clears the zone again. Brazeau brings it in. Brazeau now into the zone. On the trailer, Mantha brings it into the slot. Denied! And Ottawa gains control. Amadio brings it up short-handed. 20 seconds to go on the Pittsburgh power play. And a body out in front stops that shot attempt. Carlson walks it in. Final push for the Penguins here on this penalty. Mantha brings it into the zone. Drops it off for Lauzon. Fires a shot, save. Olmark. And somehow Ottawa survives the 3 stacked penalties. So back to full strength. Ottawa survives. Letang sends it in. Tip try never got through. And Halliday clears out to center and Parent. Halliday outside, picked off by Crosby. 12 shots on goal for Pittsburgh, just 3 for the Senators, offside on the Penguins. Over halfway through this opening period now. Still scoreless, despite the 3 stacked power plays for the Penguins couldn't capitalize. Floats out to Spence, who will bring it up the near boards. Spence cut off by St. Ivany. Battle for it along the near half wall, goes in down low for Parent. To the far half wall now, Raquel gets there for Pittsburgh. St. Ivany through center. Ivany brings it in wide, fires a shot, save, Olmark. Faceoff sits on the dot. Rust, a shot off the pipe. Another ringer for the Penguins. That's their second in this opening period. St. Ivany in on Olmark, who says no. Another ringer off the pipe. Second in this opening period for the Penguins. Faceoff goes to Pittsburgh. Koivunen, a shot knocked in the air. The rebound out in front. Olmark finds. And another stoppage with 7:52 to go in the opening period. 15 shots on goal for Pittsburgh compared to the Ottawa 3. Faceoff this time goes to Ottawa. Sanderson feeds Cousins. Cousins poked on his way in. Koivunen turns back. Here's Kendall. Dangles his way. A shot denied Olmark. Ottawa gains control in their own end. 16 shots on goal now for Pittsburgh. Zub pestered through neutral ice but keeps it alive. Zub loses it down low to Kendall. Turning back is Pittsburgh. Up ahead, Koivunen. In alone, takes a big hit. Under 7 to play, opening period, still scoreless. First game of this series here in Ottawa, game 3, 2-0 series lead for the Senators after 2 wins on the road in Pittsburgh. And the Senators have only lost 1 game in these playoffs. Gregg turns back here for the Senators. Gregg works it in down low, out in front, a save by Silos. Faceoff sits on the dot. Pittsburgh gains control in their own end and they clear. Dewar survives the hit, brings it into the slot. What a stop by Olmark. Senators will get it out again. Amadio pestered through center ice. Brings it into the zone. A shot. Silovs gloves it down. 5:33 to go opening period. Still scoreless here in Ottawa. Take a look at Linus Olmark, that last stop. Breaking in and then just sprawled out to get a piece of it. Beautiful blocker save. One of the misconceptions in the NHL, these goaltenders, they look big, they are big, but they are athletic. Sprawl their bodies out at the last second, reaction time off the charts. And that's a good example of it right there. 5:33 to go opening period. Face off in the Pittsburgh end goes to the Penguins. Rust feeds it in deep. Back for it is Spence. Pestered by Crosby. Halliday will bring it out. He takes a shoulder. Letang turns back in for Pittsburgh. Sends it in on net. Kicked down by Olmark. Spence up ahead to Cousins, who brings it up. Under 5 to play opening period. Cousins drops it off. Good pick by Crosby. And Raquel gathers the loose change. Here's Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon goes it off a skate there. Sidney Crosby turns it over. Here come the Senators. Parent drops it off for Halliday. Couldn't get a clean one off. Letang was there on the doorstep defensively. Rust feeds Crosby, who brings it in wide. Pestered by Spence on his way in, who takes it away. Here's Pinto. Shane Pinto drops it off for Stützle. Off a body out in front, and here come the Penguins. Dewar up ahead, 2-on-2 back the other way. Works it in down low. Dewar to the trailer and Akari. Works it to the near side, now flips it in deep. Battle for it into the corner. Floats along the near half wall for Tkachuk. And here's Stützle. Takes a hit, feeds Pinto. Pinto in alone, and he is denied. Never got a clean one off. Tkachuk down low, circles around, and a wraparound try denied. Stützle now feeds to the far corner. Wotherspoon there for Pittsburgh. And the Penguins clear. Akari has it float back behind. Dewar on the cross-ice pass feeds Mantha. Wotherspoon now into the zone here for the Penguins. Walks his way in, feeds it in deep. Behind for Akari. Wraparound chance denied by Ullmark. To the near side now. Kept in at the line. Oh, a good stick by Stützle on the one-time try. And here's Pinto back out to center. Floats into the Ottawa end. Under 2 minutes to go, opening period. Still scoreless here in Ottawa. Pinto walks his way in. Good stick by Kulak. Tkachuk keeps it alive. To the point, and Jensen off a stake out in front. And here's Akari. Pittsburgh works it in center ice. Floats in for Kulak. On the point, it's Mantha. Score! A bullet from downtown, and Mantha breaks the ice here in Ottawa. The Penguins take the lead. Just a shot from straight away, right at the top of the point. Just an absolute bullet by Mantha at 91 miles an hour. And he gets it right past Ullmark, who never saw it coming, or at least too late. Take a look at the screen out in front. Akari was there. Jensen was there, shielding his own player. And a 1-0 lead for Pittsburgh here in Ottawa. Mantha the goal. Kulak gets the first assist. With just over a minute to play in the period. Novak back into the zone, centering pass. Brazil with a bobble. Can't gain control. Here's Zetterlund. Under a minute to go now in the period. Zetterlund works it in down low. Puts the brakes on out in front, and Stützle denied by Sellos. Stützle will face off here against Novak. Penguins win the face-off. 40 seconds to go in the period. Brazil brings it into the zone. Works it in down low. Circles the net. Out in front, save Ullmark. Battle for it below the goal line. Shea gets free. St. Ivany on the way. Works it back out to Shea. Shea a shot, sticked aside by Ullmark. We're under 10 seconds now here in the opening period. Maybe one final push if they hurry. Picked off by Raquel. And that'll do it for the opening period. We were scoreless till about a minute left, and then the Penguins break the ice here in this one. They lead 1-0 after one here in Ottawa. It is the start of the second period here in Ottawa. The Senators trail 1-0 here at home. Pittsburgh with the late goal in the opening period to jump in front. 22 shots on goal to 7 in favor of Pittsburgh in that first period. And Sidney Crosby brings it in. Fires a shot, save Ullmark. Anderson pinned in the trapezoid. Stützle there to escape. A bobble across the red line by Stützle. Wotherspoon can't keep it alive. Floats into the zone. Here come the Senators. Bureau, a shot denied by Sillips. Witherspoon gains control. Stuzel with the intercept and a shot. Sillips off the blocker. Into the corner for Stuzel, picked off by Crosby, keeps it alive. On the point, Sanderson off a body in front. Stuzel keeps it alive, pass goes all the way through. Zetterlund to the point, and Jensen a shot off a body. Bureau keeps it alive. Chabot sends it in, picked off by Witherspoon. Still kept in the zone. Stuzel pestered to the near side, and Rust finally clears. Here comes Rust, a shot. Picked aside. Works into the corner. Raquel keeps it alive for Pittsburgh. On the point, Letang off a body. Into the slot, loose. Hack and whack in the middle, comes out to Stuzel. And Zetterlund gains control, gets a little boost from Crosby. Zetterlund works it in down low, back behind the net. He's pestered into the trapezoid. And a penalty is going to be called on Pittsburgh. That's going to be a hold along the boards by Brett Kulak. Zetterlund kicked it away, and Kulak just kept grabbing him. And he's going to get called for the hold, and a power play upcoming here for the Senators, looking for the equalizer. So the first power play of the night here for the Senators. Looking to tie this game down 1-0. Faceoff goes to the Senators. Into the slot, Batherson on the wing, denied, Sillips. Six seconds gone by on the man advantage here for the Senators. Faceoff goes the Senators' way. Batherson to Halliday. A one-timer off a body in front. Letang with the shot block. Loose puck into the slot. Pittsburgh gains control. And Dewar feeds Letang, who goes to the far side of Lizotte. Penguins up short-handed. They're trying to flip it away. Senators gain control. Here's Pinto. 3-on-3 back the other way. Pinto into the slot. Never got a clean shot off. It's still loose, and it goes back behind the net. Perrin takes it away on the point. Into the slot, off the post. Comes to the near side, and Shea gains control for Pittsburgh. And Letang clears the zone. Senators backtrack. We're under a minute to go on the man advantage. Batherson loses it to Shea. Out to center it comes. Big hit delivered, but Pittsburgh keeps it alive. Floated in deep. First guy to it is Shea. Lizotte picked off by Brady Tkachuk. Here's Batherson with under 30 seconds to go on the power play. Gregg into the slot, cut off. Good defense by Pittsburgh as they try to clear, and they will. Maybe one final push if they hurry for the Senators. Tkachuk brings it in. Final seconds. Tkachuk never got a clean one off, and Sillips finds it. 1 second to go on the man advantage. Stuzel will face off against Crosby. 1 second to go on the power play. Sits on the dot. Penguins back to full strength and out of the box. Kulak brings it in. Good defense from behind, and it goes wide of the net. Out in front, picked off by Stuzel. Still loose. What a stop by Ullmark. 15-19 to go in the period. And Linus Ullmark makes another good save. Out time on Kindle. Face-off here in the Ottawa end. Face-off goes to the Penguins. Carlson squares it up off the blocker. Jensen gets hit, turns it over, and a shot goes off a body out in front. Chinnikov works it in. He's denied. The rebound denied again by Ullmark, and it goes into the corner. Penguins on the attack. Ottawa will clear the zone. Zetterlund centers to Jensen. Jensen picked off by Koivunen. Up ahead to Kindle. He breaks away. Kindle score! A look of displeasure there from the Ottawa bench. 2-0 Pittsburgh. You could hear a pen drop in this building right now. 2-0 Penguins. Kindle the goal. Witherspoon gets the assist. Second assist goes to Koivunen as well. Pinto looking for a response. Out in front, picked off by Karlsson. Chinnikov back through center ice for Pittsburgh. Koivunen into the zone. A shot off the blocker of Omar. Gregg brings it up here for Ottawa. Picked off by Kulak. Penguins jump back on the puck. Amadio keeps it on side. Fires a shot, saves Silovs. 31 shots on goal for Pittsburgh, 11 for Ottawa. And that's the difference in the game. Cousins will face off against Novak on the left wing in the Pittsburgh end. Controlled by the Penguins. Brazeau brings it up ahead. Works it into the slot. Taken away from behind. Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk works it in. Off a skate out in front. Goes to the far side. Cousins pinned along the boards. Works in down low for Batherson. Trying to work it in on the wraparound. Never got through. And Pittsburgh will clear. Oh, big hit in center. Novak keeps it alive. Mantha. Off a skate out in front. And here's Brady Tkachuk. 3-on-2 back the other way. Tkachuk a shot swatted away by Silovs. Tkachuk to the point. Sanderson gloved down by Silovs again. Faceoff goes to the Senators. Sub a shot off a skate. Into the slot. Cousins. Never got a clean one off, and Silovs smothers. Off the draw, Zub. Picked off by Raquel. Penguins back out to center and Rust. Brings it in wide, trying to cut around Sanderson, who had no problem defensively. Perrin sends it in deep. Collision at the point of the puck, out in front, Cousins. Off a skate, out in front, hack and whack in the middle, off a body again, Cousins, denied, Silovs sprawls out. Ottawa right on the doorstep, and Silovs says no. Faceoff sits on the dot for Koivunen. Out to center and Witherspoon. Witherspoon in wide. Centering pass picked off by Gregg. Loose puck, watch out. Kindle fires, save. Back behind the net. Close to the far half wall. Kept alive by Kindle to the point in Witherspoon. Now Karlsson into the slot. Chinnikov with a bobble and floats it in down below the goal line. Kindle with a bobble in the left wing. Keeps it alive to the left wing point in Witherspoon. Inside off a body. Koivunen tried to cut inside and he blocked his own teammate. Picked off in center, still loose. Koivunen denied, and it goes in back behind the net. Koivunen pestered to the near side. Pinto escapes for Ottawa, and they clear the zone. Sanderson walks it in. Outside Amadio, gloved down by Silovs, and he stops play. Face-off here in the Pittsburgh end, controlled by the Senators. Clevin off a skate. Into the slot it goes, and escape. Here's Akari. Akari, a shot knocked down. The rebound comes in out in front. Loose puck available, controlled by the Senators. Batherson to Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk to Cousins. Into the slot, poked away. Kept alive by Clevin. On the point, it's Spence. Denied, and the rebound is sitting there. Cousins can't tuck it home. Tkachuk now down behind the net. Wraparound chance out in front. Score! Brady Tkachuk. And the Senators are on the board. Finally, here in the second. Brady Tkachuk kept it alive Ottawa was on the attack on that turn. They had a couple of good opportunities there out in front of the net. Brady Tkachuk takes advantage, and that is his first goal of the playoffs. And it comes here in Game 3 of round number 2. Brady Tkachuk puts Ottawa on the scoreboard. So just over halfway through the second, 1-goal game again. Raquel to Rust, a shot, glove down, Omar. Omar doing his best. His team's not doing a very good job helping him out. Pittsburgh, it feels like, has been on this end of the ice the entire game. He's made a few great stops on the Pittsburgh attack. 12 saves in this period alone for Omar. Senators are getting outshot in this game by a lot still. At least in terms of shot on goal. Shot on goal is in favor of Pittsburgh, 35-18. Here in a 1-goal game, Zetterlund floats it in. Loose puck, watch out! Denied. Sillives, the rebound, goes in down low. Out in front, picked off by St. Ivany and out to Raquel. Raquel brings it into the zone. Now Rust on the outside, fires a shot. Omar just able to get a piece. Stützle back out to center. Here's Zetterlund. Back to Stützle. Brings it in wide, centering pass, picked off by St. Ivany again. Rust to the near side. Crosby. A shot, knocked down, the rebound, saved. Omar comes out to Brazeau, whiffed on the shot. Works it on the wing. Brazeau sends it in out in front. Omar says no. Loose puck available, controlled by the Senators. And back out to center they come. St. Ivany pestered by Garreau. Back out to center and Brazeau. Brings it in wide. Brazeau cuts inside, takes it in, and Omar shuts the door. Chabot feeds Tkachuk. Tkachuk cuts inside, trying to find an opening, and Sillives says no. Tkachuk out in front, saves Sillives. Flagged down by Tkachuk again. Pinned into the corner. Close to the other side for Mantha, who's there. Intercepted, and Holiday on the short side, denied by Sillives. Holiday now pinned by Wotherspoon. Holiday escapes, back out to the point. Clevin floats it to the wing and all the way down below the goal line. Holiday feeds Cousins. Cousins to the point, and Clevin sends it in, they score! Holiday right on the doorstep. And just like that, this game is tied. What a goal by the Senators. It floated in right in there. And then Holiday just gave it a little boost. Past Sillives for the equalizer. Down 2-0. Tied at 2 apiece. Just kept the momentum going and just made it faster. Beautiful goal right on the doorstep by Holiday. 2-2 our score. Mantha brings it in. Floats it in down below the goal line. Clevin there, pinned along the corner. Holiday gets knocked down. Spence gains control for Ottawa. Brand new game here in Game 3. Parrott loses it down to the near side. Cousins there. Can't escape Letang, who's there defensively. And Novak back through center ice here for the Penguins. Novak. Into the corner, out in front, a save. Omar gets loose. Mantha goes off the side of the cage. Gregg now back out to center, one-on-one. And he's poked to the far side. Gregg, centering pass, score! Drake Batherson. And Ottawa, just like that, takes the lead. It's 3-2. They have found their rhythm. Right in between the arm of Sillives Ridley Gray gets another point. Ottawa down 2-0 has scored 3 unanswered goals to take the lead 3-2 here in the second. Chinnikov fires a shot wide of the net. Ricochet off the boards to Brady Tkachuk. And now back out to center and Cousins. 4.5 to go in the second period. Zub, shot. Selovs with the snare. 4:23 to go in the period. The Ottawa Senators didn't bat an eye, down 2-0. They take the lead 3-2 here in the second. 3 unanswered goals for the Senators. Controlled by Pittsburgh. Chinnikov through center ice here for Pittsburgh. Poked on his way in by Sanderson. Picked off in center by Koivunen. St. Ivany brings it in wide, looking for a center. Works it in down low, and he gets cross-checked. Sanderson, the guilty party, in a power play upcoming for Pittsburgh. Their 4th of the game, and their first since they had all 3 of the first ones stacked on top of each other. Penalty kill unit has looked good for Ottawa. Remember, it was a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes that they didn't give up a goal in early in the opening period. Works in down low, back behind the Ottawa net. Chabot there in the trapezoid. Comes out to the corner, and Crosby. Out to the point, Letang. Tipped into Omar. Face-off control by Ottawa. Jensen flips it out of the zone. 90 seconds to go on the power play. Here for Pittsburgh, looking for the equalizer. Giro takes it away. Briefly, here's Raquel back in. Raquel, inside, denied, Omar. Minute 14 to go on the power play. Novak denied, the rebound stopped Omar. Rizzo can't keep it alive. Ottawa gains control, and they clear. Omar has had a heck of a game today. He's given up 2 goals, but look at the shot on goal differential, 44-25. Ottawa on the attack, shorthanded. Rizzo takes it away, and here come the Penguins now. 3-on-2 back the other way. Novak with a bobble, a shot off a body out in front. Cousins clears. Hard ricochet to Letang. 22 seconds to go on the power play. Chinnikov works in. Centering pass, nobody home. Zub clears again. Circles all the way around for Novak. Up ahead to Dewar. Final seconds of the man advantage. Akari, a shot knocked down by Omar. And Ottawa's penalty kill is a perfect 4 for 4 in the game. Back to full strength come the Senators. Crosby delivers a blow. Floats back out to center. Pinto, first guy on it, flips it in. Carlson loses it to the far side. Stützle behind the net for Pinto, out in front. A bobble into the slot, and Silos keeps it alive for Mantha. Just about a minute left in the second period. 3-2 Ottawa takes the lead here in the period. 3 unanswered goals for the Senators after being down 2-0. This might be an icing call. It will be. 49 seconds to go in the period. Faceoff goes to the Senators. 38 seconds and counting here in the second period. Sanderson inside, picked up by Carlson. Penguins get it out of the zone. Wotherspoon brings it up ahead. Brings it in wide. Centering pass and a save by Omar as Dewar was right there on the doorstep. Final 7 seconds in the period. One final push for the Penguins. Dewar, good stick, and that'll do it for the period. The Ottawa Senators were trailing 2-0. 3 unanswered goals put them in front. And after 2, it's 3-2. Ottawa on top. Start of the third period here in game number 3. Ottawa leads 3-2 after being down 2-0. They're getting outshot by Pittsburgh 46-26, but still hold a 1-goal lead. Third period underway in what should be a good one. Anderson takes it away defensively for the Senators. Back out to center it comes, and all the way back down. Should be icing, but they wave it off. Rust feeds Crosby. Crosby into the zone, squares his body, and picked off by Stützle on the inside. Anderson can't get it out. Floats deep for Zub, who's pinned along the boards by Crosby, as the Senators work it in their own net. Stützle tried to feed Wotherspoon with the intercept, and here comes Pittsburgh. Zub takes it away. Zetterlund across the red line brings it up. Zetterlund a shot, stick to side, and it comes in back behind the net. Zetterlund out in front, Wotherspoon picks it off, and Rust back out to center ice. Shinnikov puts the brakes on. Good stick by Sanderson. Kept in by Shinnikov. Inside save, rebound goes out to the corner. Kept alive, overskated by Kulak. Mantha fires off the blocker of Omar. Goes in back behind the net. To the near half wall, Pinto is there. And the Senators clear. Pinto keeps it alive. Here come the Senators. Good poke by Sidney Crosby. No, Kulak rather defensively. Rust to the near side. Mantha fires a shot, stick to side, Ullmark. Mantha again, wrap around, denied right through the blue paint. Akari to the point. Kulak off a stick out in front. Comes back out to center. Shea back into the zone. Picked off by Pinto now, who turns back. Zetterlund up top. Walks it in, out in front, saves Silovs, and it goes in back behind the net. Pinto and Kulak into the corner. Shea recovers here for Pittsburgh, and they will get it out of the zone. Rust to the near side, and Akari cuts inside. Akari drops it off, and a shot goes wide. Rebound off the board, stick to side. And Perrin takes a hit, but gets it in control for Ottawa. Gregg brings it in wide. Gregg out in front, picked off by Mantha. Shea can't handle. Gregg to the point. Chabot inside, saves Silovs. To the far side, and Perrin pestered by Shea, who takes it away. Mantha clears the zone for the Penguins. Rust back in, brings it in wide. Rust, Pindle on the far half wall. Floats in deep where Spence is there. And he feeds to Gregg. Gregg centers. Kulak takes it away. 5 minutes gone by in the third period in a 1-goal game. Mantha walks it in. Circles back. Mantha off the boards down low. And Chabot takes it away. Big hit kept in the zone by Rust. Into the corner for Spence. Senators work it in their own end, and now out to Chabot. Chabot poked, and they trade turnovers. Amadio nearly had a breakaway chance. And Akari feeds it in. Senators work it in their own end as we played 6 minutes here in the third. 49-29, shots on goal in favor of Pittsburgh. Perrin off a skate out in front. Pittsburgh gains control in their own end. Out to center as Russ got popped behind the play. Amadio Out to the point, Chabot. Inside, Perrin can't handle. Trading turnovers back and forth. Long time without a whistle as well. Kept in by Ottawa. One-timer off a body. Mantha got in the way of the shot. And now out to Rust. Rust cuts in. Olmark says no, and a stoppage. 12:57 to go in the third period. 50 shots on goal now for Pittsburgh. And Brady Tkachuk, let's take a look at him. He's been all over the place in this game. He has a goal, his first of the playoffs. Here it is right here as he worked it in down low, kept the play alive, and then the wraparound out in front. Fired it past Silivs for the Ottawa goal. Faceoff comes here in the Ottawa end. Just under 13 to go here in regulation. To the point, it's Letang. Lets it fly. Tip try, never got through. And it goes out wide. Right wing point, Letang. Straightaway point, Kulak. Can't handle. Good defense by Tkachuk. And he takes it away out to center. Batherson brings it in. Out in front, Cousins. Wide of the net. Goes off a body out in front. Pittsburgh back out to neutral ice and Mantha. Lizotte into the zone. Sanderson with a pickoff in the slot. Here's Batherson. Tried to cut inside. Never got through. Good defense. Tkachuk never got it through. Lizotte feeds it in here for Pittsburgh. Senators back on it. Sanderson. Batherson now up ahead here for the Senators. Centering pass off a body in front. Cousins tried to keep it alive, and it goes to the far side. To the point in Sanderson. To the wing, Cousins. Out in front. Letang picks it off. Here comes Letang. Centers to Crosby. Lizotte shot sticked aside, and it comes to the near boards. Cousins on it, back out to center and Tkachuk. Garreau now sends it in on Silivs, who swats it away. Right wing point. Clevitt sends it in. Tip try never got through, and it comes in on Silivs. 10:38 to go in the period. Still a one-goal game in favor of Ottawa. As we take a look at Arturas Silivs. And a few shots that he's made good saves on, trying to keep Pittsburgh in this game. .30 shots on goal in the game for Ottawa, 51 for Pittsburgh, and yet the Penguins trail. Faceoff comes in the Penguins' end. Controlled by the Senators. Sanderson denied by Silivs. Cousins to Perrin on the wing. Back out to Sanderson. Good block out in front. Cousins keeps it in the zone, and now it floats out. Kindle wins the race for the puck on the trailer. Carlson can't handle, and it comes out to the near side. Halliday, who has a goal tonight, breaks it in. Silivs says no out in front. Halliday denied. Silivs again. Over halfway through this third period now. Ottawa gains control. Halliday into the zone, surrounded by Penguins. Halliday is shot, gloved down by Silivs. And a stoppage with 9:26 to go in regulation. Pittsburgh wins the face-off. Mantha exits the zone. Mantha brings it in, fires a shot, stick to side, and it goes to the far side. Novak Pindle on the far half wall. Kept alive on the point, a one-timer, tip just wide. Brazeau gains control out in front of Bobble. Novak to the point and Shea. One-timer in on the goaltender, who swats it away twice. And back out to center it comes. Senators gain control in their own end. Offside on Pinto here for the Senators. 8:20 to go, regulation time. Ottawa gains control here. Stuzel up the far boards. Pittsburgh takes it away. Novak back into the zone. Pestered from behind. Ottawa takes over again. This Ottawa team in the second half of this game looks like a completely different unit than the first half of this game. Shea, a shot knocked away, and it goes into the corner. Chabot gains control, just tries to send it out, and he will. Koivunen back in for Pittsburgh, feeds it in deep. Just over 7 to play, third period, still a 1-goal game. Pittsburgh gains control in their own end. Work it out to Akari. Flipped out of play by Akari, 6:50 to go. In a third period that is cruising right along, no goals so far here in the third period. Pittsburgh has scored 1 goal in each of the first 2 periods, none so far here in the third. Ottawa scored all 3 of their goals after being down 2-0 in the second. Crosby picked off by Amadio. Gregg turns back here for the Senators. Gregg brings it up the far boards. Centers, Pinto, denied by Sillows. Arturas Sillows doing his best job to try to keep Penguins still within 1. 9 saves so far here in this third period for Sillows. .6:22 to go. Amadio never got a clean look. Kulak wins the race for the puck and out to Crosby. Near side Raquel. Back to Crosby, who can't handle, and this one goes all the way down for an icing. 5:59 to go in the third. Ottawa looking for a 3-0 series lead. Penguins looking to get a game. They trail 2-0 in this series. Face-off goes to the Senators. Gregg brings it in wide. Centering pass off a body. Good defense out in front. Wotherspoon will exit here for the Penguins. 5.5 to go. Centering to Crosby. Whiffed on the shot. Got it in again, and it's knocked away. Crosby in the corner. Kicks it down low for Clevin, who takes it away. Senators working in their own end, and now out to Amadio. Pinto. Never got a clean look. Penguins back the other way with Raquel. Raquel sends it in, knocked away, and it goes to the far side. Raquel keeps it alive briefly. Sanderson has other ideas. Back out to center for the Senators. Sanderson loses the puck into Rust. Under 4.5 to go. Raquel brings it in. Lizotte weaves. Lizotte, a shot denied by Ullmark. 4:12 to go here in the third. Anderson feeds Tkachuk. As we hit the 4-minute mark to go in the third, Tkachuk into the slot, taken away. Wotherspoon off the boards and out to Chinnikov. Picked off by Cousins. Atherson brings it into the zone here for the Senators. To the other side, and Tkachuk inside, and Silov says no. Three and a half to go, regulation time. Faceoff goes to the Senators. Tkachuk denied by Sillows. Down below the goal line. Cousins there for the Senators. Kindle there for the Penguins. And Pittsburgh will work it out. St. Ivany. Centering pass picked off by Sanderson. 3 minutes left. Off the boards a little too far. Akari gains control for Pittsburgh. Big hit. And a turnover in on Sillows. Batherson couldn't get it through. On the wing, it's Zub. To the point, and Sanderson in! tipped in out in front. Drake Batherson puts it in, and Ottawa gets a big insurance goal late in the third period. Beautiful redirect out in front. Four unanswered goals by the Senators after being down 2-0. A huge insurance goal with 2:38 left. And now Pittsburgh hangs in the balance here. Down 2-0 in the series. They're trailing by 2 in the game. Tkachuk walks it in. Tkachuk in on Silovs right on the doorstep. Loose puck. Goes in down below the goal line. 2 minutes left. Batherson takes it away out in front of a whiff by Tkachuk. Tkachuk circles back in. Out in front of the doorstep, Silovs finds the puck. $1:49 left in a 2-goal game. Faceoff goes to the Penguins. Letang cross ice. Near side Dewar. Inside Lizotte. Can't keep it alive. Comes to the near side. Dewar. Taken off his stick by Zub, who turns back. Penguins can't empty the net as a result. Comes to the near side and Brazeau. Lizotte feeds it in deep. All the way around and all the way through. Under a minute to go in a 2-goal game here in Ottawa. Senators staring at a 3-0 series lead. Empty net for the Penguins. Shinnikov, a shot knocked down. Crosby right there on the doorstep. Into the slot down low. 43 seconds to go. Spence turns back. Sends it up to Zetterlund. Zetterlund picked off by Brazeau at the red line. 36 seconds to go. St. Ivaning to Raquel, a shot denied, and the rebound comes out to Clevitt. To the near boards. Penguins trying to keep it alive. They will. Kulak to Letang, a shot wide of the net. Raquel down low now. To Brazeau down low. 15 seconds left. He's pinned along the boards. The crowd can smell it here in Ottawa. 10 seconds to go. Circles the boards. Can't keep it in. Wotherspoon pinned. And the final seconds tick down on this game. And the Ottawa Senators take a 3-0 series lead. After being down 2-0 in the game, the Ottawa Senators, 4 unanswered goals in the second and third periods to take control and take a 3-0 series lead, a 4-2 win over Pittsburgh here at home. They have yet to lose in this series, and they've only lost 1 game in the playoffs, and they are 1 win away from the Eastern Conference Finals. Ottawa turned it off and turned it on in the second half of this game. Penguins dominated the first half, and then the Senators didn't want any part of it in the second. 4-2 the final score from Ottawa. Game 3 has come and gone. 3-0 series lead for the Senators over the Penguins.